As the governing NPP prepares to elect regional executives to steer the affairs of the party for the next 4 years, the national chairman of the party, Freddie Blay, is asking delegates to vote for aspirants who are competent and capable to assist the party in its quest to break the eight. The chairman admonished the delegates not to sacrifice the interest of the party for their personal gains.
Well, definitely the delegates will have to vote for people who are competent, who are straightforward with them, those who will listen to them and do what they want to serve the party and back the government so that government will achieve its objectives. That's essentially what we are looking for. And the delegates they live with aspirants, those who aspire to various positions. At this stage, it's for the the regional executives, and indeed the regions, all the 16, all the 16 branches all over the country, they are geared up towards that. And surprisingly, and I must say, I'm pleasantly surprised. The people are keenly interested in it. It means the context is keen. People are doing all that they can to ensure that they will. Of course, sometimes even some will even say that it becomes monetized. But it's over time. The party, it's not a question of just pushing in money that will see you as executive. But there are other.
Should reject the monetary value and go.
I'm not saying the party should reject. I'm not saying so. I'm saying that some will push in money, but it doesn't appear to me that it's only the money that will make people be elected. Several other factors, competence. That's what people go in for.
Ashanti region is the heart of the governing NPP. I mean, your stronghold, your electoral bank, and keen contest in the Ashanti region. Now, those who have come up strongly against the incumbent chairman, to me, claiming that he's failed the people, he's failed the Ashanti region and all of that. You are the chairman. Ashanti region being your strongest or your stronghold. What should we expect from there?
Well, I don't want to go by what you are telling me right now, that some people are saying he's failed them, but that's the delegates to decide. I don't want to go there and see that, but I agree with you that it's the heartbeat of the party, the Ashanti region. And therefore, it's rightly so, people are interested in who becomes chairman, who becomes vice organizer for the party in that region. And interestingly, as you have emphasized, keenly competitive. I can see that people going around the clock and doing everything possible to have the upper hand to ensure that they are elected. And I wish them well. I must say that.
Should want to maintain his position?
It's the delegates who decide.
Or what does the party prefer?
I wouldn't know what the party, that the Ashanti region delegates, what they prefer.
The chairman also cautioned the delegates against voting out an incumbent executive over the loss of parliamentary seats during the 2020 elections. According to the chairman, the party is working on strategies to recapture the lost seats in the next general elections.
When you mentioned that we lost a few, or quite a number of votes in the region, as you pointed out, yes, we did. But in that case, it's not only those who are involved in the region, but about the constituencies as well. Indeed, if you could go back to go even down to the police station, whether they performed or not. But these are all left to conjectures. But maybe even if you push it up there, you say the national executive might also have not played their role very well. But these are elections. I did point out from the beginning that you may even be punished for doing well. But of course, the fact remains that we lost seats. We didn't lose the presidency. We are still in power. Elections are like that. Maybe this will even ginger us to do better. There was incumbency. disadvantage. And that will make us work harder. And this, I believe, is the essential thing. Whether we are prepared, whether we are going to reorganize ourselves, whether we want to look out for few problems or factors that contributed to our losing quite a number of our seats, more so particularly with Greater Accra. I think the party will go to the drawing board. I can't tell you exactly what it will do.
So 6 of the new patriotic party's regional branches are set to go to the polls today. Aspirants from the northern, northeast and Bono East regions have been cleared to set off the race today. Other regions have been slated for Saturday and Sunday. Ahead of the polls, Director of Elections and Research Evans Nemakun says processes put in place are to ensure a seamless process today.
Well, what I would advise is that at this stage, you don't only have to hear from one side. You need to balance the equation. I have not officially received any petition from the youth. You telling me they've engaged in a press release, press conference, and that stuff. But the constituency officers or the regional executives are not members of the elections committee. I would therefore be surprised that people who are not members of the elections committee will have the mandate to bend the rules to favor a certain hour. At all times, urge members that they make good use of available structures put in place by the party to work out issues amicably. Said that it will not have to be an issue being judged in the media landscape. The party has put in place the Cecilia Dapa Committee responsible for dispute resolution as well as providing legal services. The party has again put together the Dambuchi Committee assisted by Reverend Honorable S.K. Boafo, lawyer Joyce Opoku Boateng, Mr. Kojafai, who is the Director of Protocol at the party headquarters. Their secretary is Idi Alhaji Muhandin. And so, as we speak, there are enough arrangements put in place by the party to ensure that issues of disagreement, misunderstanding, outcome of vetting and all that are resolved. The processes put in place by the party has been very consultative, has been very participatory, and has been very transparent. There are elections committee members. Everything that prospective candidates would need to campaign with is laid bare. The elections committee do engage candidates constantly. The elections will be conducted and supervised by the electoral commission. And so, I'm not foreseeing a situation where at the end of the exercise, anybody will raise concern about the conduct of the process. I'm hoping for the best.
Well, in the Ashanti region, election watchers have predicted a 2-horse championship race in the election of regional executives. Will it be the incumbent Bernard Entribwe Siako, known as Chama Wuntumi, or Odenehunke Kwapia, aka Koka? Though other aspirants have little chance of winning, their impact on the elections are not undermined. Postponement of the election to Saturday gives aspirants 24 more hours to wrap up their campaigns. Nana Ojima has been coursing camps of all aspirants in the chairmanship race and has filed this report.
She has been cheating us, so we don't want him again. Yeah.
Abilele is a serial caller on radio and a staunch member of the New Patriotic Party in the Ashanti region. He and his team are faces you can't miss at party or state functions in the region. Abilele was once in the camp of the incumbent regional chairman, Bernard Entribwe Siako.
He used our name, to collect something from national, but he will never give it to us. He is a promise and failure chairman, so we don't need him again.
Many, just like Abilele, who have lost trust in Chairman Wontumi, are in the media space campaigning for their preferred candidates. The incumbent, unfazed by the challenge, continues to tour constituencies to campaign for a third term. Bernard Adwoa Safo believes his track record in the last 8 years will once again win him the seat.
The executives, they know what I have done, and we are going to be elected to win power, not only a chairman. So therefore, it's about what you have done and what you can do.
My name is Odeneho Kwepu Apia, aka Coca. I have passed through all the party ranks, and it makes me the best candidate for this chairmanship race.
Working under the FF Anto administration as Regional Financial Secretary perhaps soared his popularity, defining himself as a political campaigner and grassroots person. Coca's goal is to work with members to continuously win political power for the party.
Under my chairmanship, I will restore trust back in the party. I plead with you to trust me. Under my chairmanship, we are going to work together, think together, decide together, vote together, suffer together, enjoy together, solve our issues and differences together. This is what makes me different.
Six-time chairman for the Asokwa constituency, Asare Bediako, declared his intentions to contest Bernard Adwoa Safo 4 years ago. As the campaign gathered momentum, the party's stalwart stepped down to the surprise of many. It is said that the Ashanti region needs a strong individual to lead the party, a quality believed not to be in his traits. But Mr. Asare Bediako disagrees.
Have you heard what President Kufuor said some time ago? That check my records in MPP and they will tell you the type of person I am. And if I'm weak, I wouldn't have been MPP chairman for Asokwa on 6 occasions. So trust me, I deliver. I'm very focused and I know what I'm doing.
Representing the people of Ajuso constituency in parliament for 2 terms, Kwabena Owusu Eduomi comes into the contest with huge experience. The campaign of the former deputy roads minister has been silent, with no mountain of billboards nor radio commercials. Nonetheless, Mr. Eduomi says his message has been well consumed by delegates.
I told the panel that if you'll be able to break the 8, then in Ashanti region, we need to uplift the roads that we have to rehabilitate to make the people happy. We also need to ensure that the interchanges within the Kumasi cities, especially the Swame interchange and Oforukrom interchange and Santase interchange, we are also starting them and doing them so that the people will know how serious the MPP government is.
Oheneba Kofi Edumbe touts himself as the youngest founding member of the NPP. For 30 years, he has worked in the party, playing key roles in the United States branch. Oheneba's target is to awaken the interest of the 400,000 electorate who refused to cast their ballots in the 2020 general elections.
Asante region, 400,000 people didn't vote. And I can comfortably tell you that out of the 400,000 didn't vote, 90% of them belong to MPP. But because of, as they say in Akan, edidija, peli yo, meaning that there is no justice. People had been treated so bad. We vote 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m. because of selfish interest. If God bless me, I'm a chairman, party first, before anybody personal interest.
Some research polls put some candidates ahead of others, but all 5 are confident of their chances. Delegates will perhaps be looking at a choice to help the party retain power by breaking the 8, but also seek a leader who will ensure equity in the sharing of resources. Nana Yaujima's reports, read to you.
Well, we can go to the grounds now for the very latest. Martina Bugari joins us from the northern region. Martina, what can you report as far as the NPP's executive elections are concerned?
They are yet to commence the whole program. We're told that it will start at 8, but it's past 10, and people are yet to assemble. We have had some few aspirants arriving and some few delegates arriving. The EC has been set up since 8 o'clock, and so they are ready. It's just left with those who are supposed to come in, and they will have the conference before they would begin the voting. And so I earlier on spoke to a member of the election committee, Matthew Nindame. He says that they have spoken to the various chairmen to whip their people to order, and so any moment from now they are expecting that they would troop in so that the elections will begin. We have 16 slots and 31 people are contesting for these slots. But the key contention is the chairmanship slot, where we have the incumbent chairman Mohammed Bansima Samba and Alaji Inusa Dagomba Boy. They have been the front liners in this campaign, and they have made all the noise, all the issues have centered on these two people. And so people are all set to see the outcome of this election. I must say that organization-wise, in terms of security is tight. There are several checks that you need to go through, body scanning, before you are allowed access into the venue. And unless you have accreditation, you will certainly not be allowed to come in.
In the Ashanti region, we are hearing that the race is actually between Wuntumi and Koka. I'm talking about the chairmanship race. From where you are, what are the big names as far as the chairmanship election is concerned? Yes,
like I said, it has centered on the chairmanship slot, and we have the incumbent Mohammed Bansima Samba and Alaji Inusa Amadou Dagomba Boy. These two names have been the big names since the inception of the campaign up till date. And when you come into the venue, you actually notice that these are the two big names. Their billboards, their paraphernalia are bigger and very visible from the entrance. Anywhere you pass, you will see. And they have dominated the airwaves decisions. Talk shows have all centered on these two people. We have had people talk of who wins the regional chairmanship, and it's been on and on about these two people, even after this morning. And so these are the two people that people are looking up to, even though we have 16 slots. It looks like it's centered on these two.
Martina Bugari from the northern region. Let's now go to the Bono East region and speak with Anas Sabit, our correspondent there. Anas Sabit, what can you report in terms of mood and preparations towards the elections?
Yes, Aisha, here in the Bono East region, the elections is being held here at the Kintampo College of Health and Wellbeing Campus. And as I speak to you, the delegates trooping in their numbers, and the aspirants have spotted quite a few of them interacting or engaging some of these delegates who are set to vote. We have some 23 candidates aspiring to lead the party towards the next elections, and out of this, we have the chairmanship position, which is the most keenly contested. 3 persons, aspiring to lead the party. At the chairmanship position, we have the incumbent Thomas Edu, who is having a lot of support here, and then we have Ibrahim Baba Bukari, and then also Prince Yaudungina. All 3 aspiring for the chairmanship position. We have the other positions, with the exception of the youth organizer, where we have fresh candidates. So almost all the other positions, we have the incumbents being contested by fresh candidates. Talk of security here, I see a lot of police personnel here, and then we have some internal, party security officers also here, ensuring that nobody gets into the voting center or premises or the voting hall without accreditation. So we have tight security, both looking at the Ghana Police Service and then in terms of the internal security that belongs to the party. And as it stands, we have a peaceful atmosphere here. We are hoping that very soon the voting processes will begin and then everything will go on as planned from the Kintampo College of Health here in the Bono region.
And as has the chairmanship slot also dominated the elections where you are?
Exactly so. Like I said earlier, the three persons who are vying for the chairmanship position, it's going to be very difficult for one to predict easily that this person or that person is likely gonna win this particular post. And then apart from that, I know the secretary position where we have two persons, the incumbent David Boache and then Kofi Amopa, also one position that is going to be keenly contested. Look at the organizer position. We have also Musa Suleimana, Quine Isaac, and then the assistant secretary position, Ajman Makati, Muhammad Suleimana, and then Tadi Charles Banyo. And also another area we will be having a keen contest would have to do with the women's organizer position where the incumbent Sophia fell down. So we're going to battle it out with Akosia Kofo, who the two faced each other in the previous elections held in the year 2018, with Sophia winning as the incumbent. Akosia Kofo is coming in strongly this time around. So anything can happen with that particular position as well. And yes, almost all the positions as I speak, but the chairmanship position is where you have the key men in the party all hoping to lead the party ahead of the 2024 elections. Here in the Bono region, Aisha, we have 11 seats here. Before the 2020 elections, the NPP had 5, and the NDC had 6. But as we speak now, the NDC has 8, with 7, with the NPP having 4. So whoever is coming in would have a Herculean task to do or a lot to do in order to convert the region into an NPP area, Aisha.
Anas Sabit is our man in the Bono East region. From Bono East, let's go to the Upper East region. Albert Sori is standing by for us. Albert Sori, what can you report from your region?
Yes, Aisha. So here in Bogatanga, the NASCO, where the election is set to take place, there's been some delay, mainly because delegates are still arriving at the venue. Voting was set to start at 8 a.m. today, but as we speak, it is not clear when they start voting. But from what I've gathered so far on the ground, everything is set. Most of the party elders and the people who have been sent from the national level to come and monitor the election are all here. What we don't know is what is keeping the delegates from arriving at the venue. But it is going to be something very interesting to watch in this region because the chairmanship position is one that is going to be very keenly contested because there are 6 people who are vying for this position, including the current chairman, Tony Namu, who is seeking re-election for the second term. Now, the elections and what the aspirants have all been talking about is the fact that the NPP in this region lost the seats that they have in the Upper East region prior to the 2020 elections. They had 3 seats.
Albert, sorry, we are losing you there. If you can be a bit audible for us.
Aisha, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, but you need to speak up a bit.
Okay, so I was saying that the chairmanship race is one that is very being keenly contested in this region because the message from most of the aspirants, including those for the chairmanship position, has been one of the fact that the NPP lost all the seats that they had in this region prior to the 2020 election. They had 3 parliamentary seats in Akongo Central, Sevilla, and Timpani, which they lost all in the last election. They managed to snatch the Binduri seat from the NDC, and that is the only seat that they have in this region. So the campaign messages have all been centered around winning the executive positions and working hard to make sure that they win back the seats that they lost in the last election, and also to retain the one that they have and hopefully win more seats for the party in this region. So this has been the message for all the aspirants who are contesting various executive positions in the Upper East region.
Abesori is reporting from the Upper East region. We can also go to the Northeast region and speak with Eliasa Tanko. Eliasa Tanko, what's the latest from where you are? Eliasu?
Well, just my back here.
Eliasu, kindly unmute for me. So Eliasu.
Yes, so this is Aisha, can you hear me?
Go ahead, Eliasu.
Yeah, so I'm currently at the Nalergo Senior High School. This is a dining hall where the process is currently ongoing. The delegates, as well as the aspirants themselves, are seated. We have about 146 delegates who are taking part in this particular context. 52 aspirants who are also vying for about 10 positions here, and they are all currently seated. The regional minister has just made a comment. The regional party has also been given the opportunity to make a comment. The council of the party elders have also been given opportunity to make their comment. And currently the process is ongoing. I'm told that very soon the election itself will kickstart. But as we have been following the campaign around, the position that is most competitive here in this particular contest is the regional chairman position. We have about 3 persons currently, including the incumbent himself, Nuruddin Hussaini. We have one Akamara Bawa, and then also Mohammed Shani, who are contesting to snatch this position from Nuruddin Hussaini. And all of them have, if you like, a common message. All of them are saying that they are winning this election for the vice president. We know this is some region, and we also know that he also aspiring to be the leader of the MPP going into the 2024 election. And so all the aspirants that have engaged, or nearly all the 52 aspirants that have engaged, have common message, and that is to win this election, reorganize the party, and ensure that they win all the 6 seats so that it can help the aspiration of the vice president. So very soon, I'm told that the election will begin here at the Nalergo Senior High School in the regional capital, Nalergo here.
Eliasa Tanko is our man in the Northeast region. We sure will bring you more on this one. But Samuel Asari is in the Ahafo region. He's also joined us live with some updates from the Ahafo region. Hello, Samuel. What differently can you report from where you are? Hello, Samuel. Samuel, do unmute for me so we can hear you.
Come again?
Yes, so you are live on JoyNews desk. Tell me what we should expect in the Ahafo region as far as the NPP elections are concerned.
Well, when it comes to Ahafo region, the NPP regional executive election is about to take off. As I speak to you, all the candidates and delegates are seated at the hall where the election is taking place. Now, when it comes to Ahafo, we have the total number of delegates is 154. Then we have 32 aspirants contesting or vying for the various positions. Now let's look at the nature of security here. Now, when it comes to the premises, before a delegate, a candidate, or any other person can get access to the premises where the election is being taking place, there is a huge police officers fully armed. Before you enter, they will make sure they search you to ensure that you are not having any device or any item that can distract the election. Aside that, when we get to the premises of the elections, police security is also massive, as well as the exact place or the exact hall where the election is going to take place. The security is ensuring that before someone will have access to the hall, the person is supposed to have an accredited something to enter the hall. So currently, that is the situation. The election committee, it was supposed to begin at exactly 9 a.m. But as I speak to you now, we are not yet started elections. As I speak to you now, still speeches are coming, and still the MP is trying to call delegates to enter the premises so that we start the whole process.
Samuel Asari there from the Hafo region. Isaac Nonya joins us from the Savannah region. Isaac, what can you report from the Savannah region?
Yes, Savannah region, we have a good number of security personnel here. And there are about 3 blockades or checkpoints to ensure that there's sanity in the area. And also, there's, according to the electoral officers, the polls supposed to start somewhere 8 a.m. But I will speak, a good number of delegates are not here. And out of the 137 delegates, we are told that there are only 80 delegates here. And if things will keep on like this, and it's even 12 or 1, they'll have to wait for all of them to come around. Our checks in town reveal that many of the delegates are still meeting some of this. Many of the, the candidates are still having one-on-one with the delegates to be sure that they will do their bidding. I think that's what is influencing the delay here. You know, Aisha, if you know the Savannah region very well, you cannot talk about MPP affairs without mentioning the Member of Parliament for Dama constituency, Samuel Abu-Jinapo. And the rumors on the ground is that anybody that he backs is surely going to carry the day. And those who think that they are underdogs are doing their work very well to be sure that whether the MP backs them or not, they will be able to carry the show at the end of the day. And also, gender activists are very worried about the level of women participation in this year's election. Unlike last year, the last election, where you have 3 women in the show, there are 2 for the regional women organizer, and you have automatic deputy as the deputy women organizer, and that of the Nasara regional organizer, who was also a woman. She is happy to get an appointment as a DC for Solatuna Kalba. And for that matter, a man is going for that position. The only woman contesting the general election here is one going for the second vice. And we have 3 women going for the regional women organizer. So in the situation where the second vice candidate loses to her male counterpart, you only have 2 women, the women organizer and her deputy. And that is what an official from the national level, one perpetual, is very worried. He says she's disappointed that at this particular area, women are not able to challenge, to stand forth and manage the electoral affairs.
Isaac Nonya, thank you very much for the updates from the Savannah region. Well, elsewhere in the central region, elections have been postponed after some aggrieved members filed an injunction at the Cape Coast High Court. Still on the NPP, embattled Member of Parliament for Domkwa Benya, Adwoa Safo, says she remains loyal to the NPP and to the President and will return to take up her ministerial position. The Gender, Children and Social Protection Minister has been away from her post for more than a year. In Parliament, she has been absent for 8 months. Some of her colleagues, both in Parliament and in government, have accused her of blackmailing the government when she was needed in Parliament to help pass the controversial e-levy bill into law. But speaking exclusively to JoyNews from her base in the US, Adwoa Safo insisted she was away for good reasons. More in this report.
She was at one point Ghana's most wanted MP. She was wanted by the presidency, Parliament and her party. They needed her to back their numbers in Parliament to approve government's most critical revenue measure, the e-levy, without which the Finance Ministry had said the economy will probably collapse. Well, for 8 months, try as they did, no one could find her. But JoyNews did, and Adwoa Safo seized the moment from her base in the USA, live on a Zoom connection to set the record straight.
My son has been unwell, and that is why I had to come here to the United States to, be the mother and the best mother that I could be. And I'm still here, making sure that all that is settled with my son and all the authorities and the school, and it's still ongoing. I've been a deputy leader of Ghana's parliament, and I know the rules, and I know that the Privileges Committee wants me to be in parliament, but as we speak, I don't know that I've been invited.
She says the president was fully aware of her reasons for being absent.
Communication I have sent to His Excellency the President, and he's very much aware of what is happening to me and my family. And that's what I expect every Ghanaian to understand, that I am not intentionally abandoning my duties and my responsibilities. I have served the people of Ghana for 12 years. I entered politics when I was young, and I have done it. And there has not been any past record of me absenting myself like this. That should tell people that there's really something that ought to be done with family, and I know that you will put family first. So they should all start praying and keep praying for us. And I know with God everything is possible, and we're going to pull through it.
She and 2 other MPs are subject of a probe by Parliament's Privileges Committee that may lead to her seat being declared vacant. The committee began work yesterday, but she says she has not been invited.
I've been a deputy leader of Ghana's parliament, and I know the rules, and I know that the Privileges Committee wants me to be in parliament, but as we speak, I don't know that I've been invited. I have to be served, and I'm not aware that any such thing has been given to me. I'm just hearing it from you.
So all throughout the process, when it was announced even by the Speaker that you'll be facing the committee, no official document has come to, not even your office in Ghana, communicating that to you officially?
No.
So this would then mean that you'll not be appearing before the committee?
As you can see, I'm here in the United States, and I don't know that I was supposed to. I mean, if the Speaker says that you've been referred, the committee has to sit and have its own modalities of how we're going to appear, when and how, the dates, what information they're requiring, and I don't think I have all that information as we speak right now.
And that's really surprising, because just a few minutes ago we heard from Ricky Tegan, one of the members of the committee, stating that your schedule is next. So how come you've not been communicated to? Because he's quite sure that at least you are well informed about what the processes are and how the committee is going to go about its proceedings.
I'm just hearing it from you, and I got a message from my personal assistant that you guys wanted to talk to me about it. And that's why I showed up right now.
So is it true that she blackmailed the government when they needed her to pass the e-levy?
That is so untrue. And that's what I'm saying. I forgive anybody who goes out there or who went out there to insult me because of hearsay and third-party people, or people telling them what they think they know, which is all untrue. And even my personal assistant has come in to debunk all of that. And the reason I didn't come out immediately to do that is that as a seasoned female politician, when people are speaking loudly and you speak, you're not heard. And this is the time for me to explain why I kept my silence. And my silence was because it was too rowdy, it was too loud, and now everything is calm and people will listen to what you got to say.
So when will she return to Ghana to represent her people?
She's going to return when issues with family are well sorted out. And that is not something that I can predict. Since having resigned, it's implied when I touch down, I am going to do what I have to do as a minister, since I haven't been relieved of my post yet.
Adwoa Safo concludes by stating that she forgives all her colleagues, both in Parliament and in government, who spoke against her publicly.
You heard that Dom Kwabena MP Adwoa Safo. Let's take a break on JoyNews Desk. We'll be back with more.
Hello, good morning. Let's do business now with me, Beverly Broom. President of the African Development Bank Group, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, is calling for the establishment of a special fund for the development of sustainable infrastructure in Africa. Speaking at the 50th anniversary forum of the African Development Fund, as part of the bank's annual meetings in Accra, he said the fund will help solve many of the climate change's problems, especially in sub-Saharan Africa.
It's a new life that you have. That's my son, ADF, so that you know that I also have ADF in my blood. That's because ADF gives hope. As Phil just told us from the United Kingdom, he said the fund is needed now more than ever. As we celebrate ADF at 50, there's still much more hope for us to give. There's still much more to do. There's still much more Antonios out there who are hoping that somehow their lives will be removed from the clutches of poverty and lack of education that they face every single day. The fund at 50, as we celebrate, has also $25 billion in equity. We've been talking to our partners for us to invest even more smartly, to use that $25 billion to leverage $33 billion, and therefore be able to give more hope. Just imagine what that will do all across of Africa, leveraging for hope. The fund then will be able to expand hope, be financially sustainable, support climate resilience, support renewable energy. And I think as you heard on the panel, during the ADF 16, we're talking about a special set aside for climate because 9 out of the 10 most vulnerable countries to climate change in Africa are in sub-Saharan Africa, but 100% of them are the ADF countries.
That's all for business now, but we have more business in our subsequent bulletins.
Time now for Tech Talk, and the tech man is here. And
hey.
Then Talk Tech.
Yeah. Oh, we're talking tech.
It's all good.
It's all good.
Yeah. So what's up?
So yes, number one, Elon Musk. He said he wanted to buy.
He should leave us alone. What's his problem?
He said you want to buy Twitter. Now the whole thing has been put on a plate for you. Buy it and let's go. He's now giving reasons.
Excuses.
There's too many bots on the platform.
Can you imagine?
Blah. And as a result, he's put the deal on hold. Now some Twitter shareholders are suing him. And what's going to be a class action lawsuit because they honestly believe that he did it intentionally to drive the stock prices down so it'll benefit him.
Okay.
But it's quite unusual. We don't know whether he actually intentionally did it or he actually has a point. Okay. So, well, we live to see. But yeah, they're suing him for causing distress.
Nowadays, will come on. It must come on because I think he's chewing. Biting too much than he can chew.
I mean, he's the world's richest man right now. He can afford it. So what's he doing?
So what's holding him? He should just do
The man is just controversial. So I feel like he just wants to be talked about.
Or he wants attention.
That's possibly true. He probably just wants attention.
He won't get mine.
Oh, he is getting. We're talking about him now. Yes, and for users who were trying to log into Instagram yesterday and you were having challenges, it was not your fault. It's not your phone. Stop turning it off and on again. Some people uninstalled the app and reinstalled it. Some people said it looked as if they had created a new Instagram account because we're getting the whole welcome to Instagram, and I was experiencing the same thing because I was switching phones and I couldn't log in. They tell me, sorry, there's a problem. And for some time, I thought, okay, maybe there was a problem, so I would wait it out. And I did wait it out. And yeah, so apparently it's not our fault. It was from Instagram. It should be restored now. So if you had this issue yesterday, try and log in today and let's see if it works.
Yes. Thank you so much for bringing us
Thank you for having
Tech Talk. Interestingly, yesterday I didn't go to Instagram, so I didn't face that challenge. And that'll be it for the bulletin. Well, before we go, there'll be sports coming up shortly. Stay. Time now for sports, and Laurie Swede is here with the very latest, all about the championship.
Yeah, Champions League final.
Okay.
And Aisha, for quite a time now, the Hits FM Rapper jersey returns to our fans this weekend. It's the Champions League final between Liverpool and then Real Madrid.
Yeah.
It's almost, no, not almost. It's always the repeat of the 2018 final.
Yeah.
The repeat of the final in, I think, some years back where Real Madrid lost it.
Yeah.
Real Madrid won it in 2018 for a revenge, and then they meet once again. For Liverpool and for their fans, it's all about revenge.
Oh, but
what they stand to.
Real Madrid is, they are the master.
You know, when you talk about the Champions League, it's Real Madrid that comes to mind.
You know that.
And even before Liverpool comes, there's AC Milan, so they should just wait. Real Madrid are the Champions League. But then, yeah, adding to the Champions League viewing party, there's the Rapper jersey. As our viewers already know, there's going to be fun games at the Aviation Social Center. There'll be football games, there'll be pool games, there'll be all other games taking place at the Aviation Social Center. And then we count it off with the viewing party for the Champions League final. It's going to be a massive one. Let's imagine two heavyweights in Europe, Real Madrid having 13 Champions League titles, and then Liverpool with 6. Liverpool are vying for a 7th one. Real Madrid are vying for what will be a 14th one. It's going to be massive. Yeah. You have players like Sadio Mane, Mohamed Salah to watch on the part of Liverpool. You know? And then you have Benzema and then Vinicius, who have been arguably the best doing in football this season. It's going to be a crazy one.
It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And I'm going to rep my jersey, definitely. Real Madrid all the way.
But you should have put on your jersey this morning.
I'll do that after the show. Thank you so much for bringing us those updates. And you watch out for the game. And if you don't have your jersey yet, get one for yourself because it's going to be big, just like Lawrence is saying. That's how we wrap up the bulletin 2 this morning. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Many thanks for watching. Log on to myjoyonline.com. You get updates of all the news and developing stories. See you again at 12.